period. On my black, brown, and indigenous. Gotta holler if you really feeling this. Gotta holler if you really real enough. Other rappers is delirious. Yeah, it's really that serious. Better holler if you really feeling me. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna live in abundance. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna. I gotta keep it 100. We gotta stop all the stunting. You know we coming from nothing. Yo, you talking about money, you bluffing. We gotta do something different. We gotta change how we live in. We gotta do better for women. We gotta do better for children. We gotta listen to victims, whether Jewish or Muslim or Christian. It doesn't matter your religion. You gotta stand against the system, or else you just another villain. How you just sitting there chilling?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. My camera, I noticed people were talking about my camera quality. I've noticed as well too. I'm telling you right now, guys, I have a 4K camera and it's StreamYard. And StreamYard is literally the reason. It's funny that I'm literally talking junk about StreamYard while using the StreamYard platform. But StreamYard is the reason why my camera cannot go full 4K. And real quickly, before I get to my guest, because I need to talk about this so everybody knows exactly what's going on, because people be asking me about the camera thing. Ever since StreamYard went up to $44 a month on their basic plan, it was $25 a month. That's when this been happening a lot more. So I'm paying twice as much for less quality. I just want everybody, StreamYard world, we all talk. We need to start getting on StreamYard's ass. All right. Very mad right now, but it's really annoying. All right. Welcome to the Jabari Rock Podcast, everyone. Another episode right after Thanksgiving. By the time of this taping, you'll hear from the Rebecca Jones interview. Please let me know what you feel about that. That girl went through a lot, and now she's a refugee from Florida, a Florida refugee. Isn't that crazy? And she's hiding out in DC now because she can't go back to her own state. So please tell me what you think about that interview by the time of this recording. We have another great interview here for you. This is Abbey Shock, who is a TikTok community. Have a lot of great, heartful, you can tell real perspectives, not the, oh, we just got to repeat everything everybody has to say. So I've been wanting to get her on for a while. So finally excited. I'm a huge fan of her page. So I really, really am happy as hell to get her on the show. We was trying so many times and then life happens and Wi-Fi gets knocked out by mysterious trucks. So this is really dope. And without further ado, let's bring her on.
Hello. I'm a huge fan of your page, by the way, too, Jamar.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I tried. I've been slacking lately because of the whole Trump thing, but you know, I got to get back to the swing of things. But like, you be having like some really like engaging, serious conversations going on, and like, how do you feel? like how do you manage to deal with these people that just have the most craziest, especially just like Asian hate nonsense? Just
I think it's like how we all learn to deal with it. I realized that it was going to happen regardless of what I say or how I say it. So I figured I would just say what I had to say anyways. And let people publicly see how that plays out. Right. And it does kind of create some tension. I'm a controversial creator is how I describe it for sure. But yeah, I think that sharing this part of our community's voice is important. So
yeah. And you know, a lot of people, again, my camera is lagging. I apologize, guys. It's StreamYard. A lot of people always talk about, you know, I wish I had the voice to say something, you know, because we live in a society where, you know, it's like, oh, we don't bring this up, don't talk about that. we don't talk politics. I mean, my family talks politics, so that's why I was so politically involved. So, I mean, but there are families that don't talk politics as much. Like, and I think that we're put into that bubble, and it's really, really difficult to break out that bubble because you start worrying about what others people think. How did you, like, what was the original thought of your page, and is it the same thought, or what brought you to be so just like, shut the fuck up, like you know what I
I
mean?
love it.
You know what I mean?
Well, it was not on purpose. Like I have a similar upbringing to you, as I was raised in a very political family, and it was also a transracial adoptee, so we did talk about race a lot. And I think, also being an adoptee, I think my family had their fair share of misunderstanding that. So I started by kind of just making Asian jokes, seeing where that would go, and I realized a lot of people got kind of heated. So then I was like,
Mm,
let me like start addressing these things. And I saw other Asians kind of doing that, Asian creators, I should say, doing that as well, being like, oh, you said this to me, but let me show you that I can respond, like we're not just we're not just here to bully. And I try not to push it. Sometimes I try not to push it too far, but yeah. It did turn it. I just started to realize that like I actually do have an abrasive personality, and I think it's because of my background that is so interesting to people, and then also not just, I don't know, abrasive, not in a bad way. I think
mhm.
I think that's a yeah. So it's really like I don't try to be that way. It's just that I can't. I said this before in videos. It's like I can't really be this way in real life. I have to keep it professional. I have to, be so formal and stuff. But yeah, it's just like a good place for me to be like, okay, here's like my opinions, and I'm gonna actually defend myself in one place if I can't anywhere else, and it's kind of where I reclaim my power.
Yeah, yeah, it's really dope. Because like you don't really see that as much, especially with how the algorithm is within the TikTok world and also the Facebook world. I mean, when they came out with those Twitter files, I wasn't surprised. There's probably and then Mark Zuckerberg saying that on Joe Rogan, literally on Joe Rogan, happily saying it like, yes, I let the FBI look at our content and dictate what we should have, and like they literally open out in the air that our government is fully involved with censoring our voices, but China's the issue with TikTok. Apparently, that's the bigger problem. It's just kind of funny, but it like you see it through all of the platforms and stuff like that. I mean, Elon Musk not even any better because he just let the white supremacists do whatever they want on there and with the transphobia and stuff. So it's like privatization is just stupid. We need a public utility of social media. This privatization is just not working. So it's I see that your page is still like you got more followers than me. You're growing. They can't really stop you. You're gonna get to your 10,000 mark very, very soon. I bet you. And once that happens, oh my god, you're in trouble. That's when it's over, Abby. Then they'll be like, we're gonna take her page down. Don't worry, I'll be in the same boat too.
I
But like,
don't
what
ever
do
want to
you think
reach
about
it.
that? Like how media right now is just like social media right now is just so freaking privatized, and like what are your thoughts on that? Like,
Oh, I mean, obviously, I'm in complete agreement with you because, yeah, I've been following your page. I don't think there's a single thing that you said that I was like, didn't agree with. But yeah, I was, social media is so frustrating too because it will really just capitalize off of the worst things. And
yeah,
it's kind of one of the reasons I don't want to get big enough because I just don't want to be like an aggregator. I already know that I kind of am, but I don't want to be like known for that. But anyways, you're talking about like the 10,000 mark, and I know a bunch of creators that like really want to get there, and I'm like, I really hope I never reach the 10,000 mark.
oh really? That's
Yeah.
I mean that's good, because life changes after this.
Yeah, I just don't want to, like, maybe one day down the road they're gonna be like, she said this, and I'm like,
Right.
oh shit. Um, sorry, I can curse on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I see everything on here.
All right, for sure.
In reason.
For sure. Awesome. But yeah, no, I was curious. You've heard of like Blue Sky and all of this, all the other like social media platforms. I don't know much about that one. I have to like make accounts, but I definitely do want to move off of TikTok. I'm tired of the censoring. I'm tired of especially the videos where I'm being abrasive or like talking about things that I know will bring conflict to my page get a lot of attention. When I'm talking about something very innocently, like just how I feel about China, it like won't get past 50 views, which is insane to me because it's just like, it's just so obvious. It's just like, make it more obvious, you know?
Yeah. Oh no, it definitely is. And it's kind of funny about, people don't really do their research. The owner from TikTok is not even like Chinese. He's like, I think he's from Singapore, something like
Yeah.
that. But he's American as well, like American. He's not like he has an American wife. He was in the military. He served our military. Like, so it's like you guys are literally missing the point on how racist this is, and they are literally doing the same things that Zuckerberg is doing, but it's just that their algorithm and the way they do things is actually a lot more better and easier for Generation Z to put their hands on. From my understanding, I think it has the most. The white people keep saying that X is the largest platform, but I don't see X as large as TikTok. TikTok, you can actually see like billion views. You don't see billion views on X. You get to 1 million, but everybody else can do 1 million. So I don't understand the issue, and it's literally just goes down to racism and not wanting to allow foreign entities to even try. And when it's an Asian owned business as well too, that's definitely like, oh no, we cannot have these Easterners taking Western money. is really insane, but they literally stand for the same things and they regulate and privatize the same way. It's just so weird. Like,
Right. What's it? Yeah, I was gonna say it's interesting is because the Easterners already have a lot of stake in capitalism right now. Like we're already pulling strings, so
it's competitive. It's competitive. This country doesn't want to be the second or the third. They want to remain the first in everything, but we're not the first in all the good things. We're only first in the bad things, which is very sad.
I don't know. I used to say like, oh, we're gonna work it out, but then with this Trump presidency, I'm like, are we gonna?
Now, was you shocked? Was you shocked when he won? Well, what was your reaction? I gotta ask everybody this month, since this is I'm really not gonna lie. I let the polls fool me.
Yeah, I did as well. I agree. I thought there was no way in hell that he would lose to her. Or he would win, or she would lose, other way. But yes, no way in hell. I was like, what? I mean, yeah, I have my opinions on both of them. I really don't like him. I really don't like him. But yeah, that was actually a toss-up. I hate to be a conspiracist, but I was just like, whoa, it really threw me for a loop.
Yeah. What do you think happened with the Democrats?
I was talking about this on my page for months, and it's been a living hell. So let me get started on the Democrats.
Don't worry, it won't be the whole interview.
We had a ton of my mutuals of color were just getting hashed to bits for saying that we didn't like how militaristic Kamala's campaign was. Hacked to bits. Just many things were. What? Sorry?
I had to block people.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know it was getting to you, too. Yeah, I had to block a few people. I lost a few mutuals. It's been a little brawly, is what I gotta say. But I think I still had to say what I had to say. It sounds a lot, I don't know. I just don't know what the Democrats were doing. What are you doing? Like, let's just keep moving to the right. The more that people voice complaints, let's just keep getting more and more moderate or even conservative. I think it points out to me that maybe, well, we've already known that the Democrats are controlled by AIPAC, but to me, it felt self-sabotagey. Like, it seemed like, do you even want to win this election? Like, yeah, I think, and we said that, and it's like, we got attacked for saying that, but it was a genuine question. Like, do you want to win? Like, we're not even fighting you right now. Like, we just want to know. So,
run away. Like, I was wondering the same thing, because it's like, first of all, Joe Biden is a wreck, but then you try to lie to the media and say that he's all right until he's exposed in front of millions of people on live TV. Okay, so you're like, all right, we need to get him to fall back. Okay, that's fine. So who would you choose? Would you choose someone that's actually popular, that will actually get the needle going? No, you get the woman that ran in 2020 and she literally didn't make it to the primaries because she only was polling 6%. So you get her in, never voted in, and then she's a cop, right? Like, you expect us to actually think that a cop is going to do great for this country, when she's literally saying the same things Trump is saying about militarizing the police and militarizing the border. It was just, it did the whole Gaza thing. Like, they're just trying to get you to forget about Gaza when everybody that's on the true left is talking about Gaza. So you alienate all your left support. You get Liz Cheney.
That was
the order. That's why I agree. Do they want to win? You get a Cheney. You get a Cheney to run with you. No, guys, no.
It felt like an episode of something, The Simpsons or so. I don't know. It felt fake.
And like, everybody's blaming each other now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's like, take that blame and put it towards them. Like, why do they always not get blamed?
I think it's just easier.
Yeah, let's just blame the working class. Like, oh well, the working class voted for Trump. 15 million voters set out this year.
Wow.
Why do you think they set out, Kamala? Why?
Yeah, they got. I have so much to say. It's like I don't even know where to start. It's like there's too much to say about it. How do you? Just you bringing up Gaza and everything too. Speaking of TikTok, I wonder what your thoughts are, because when that happened on October 7th, I swear people were not seeing that much as like certain creators. We were just seeing it firsthand, almost like we were there. It's like before they could censor any of the videos, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a huge reason we cannot forget about it, because for weeks we just saw some atrocious things every time we went on TikTok, and people were just like, no, that's not happening. That's not real. And like, oh my God, I just watched, like, I don't even want to say what I just watched, like,
Yeah, you're literally seeing families being wiped out, and everybody here is acting like everything's fine. But it kind of blew up in their face. I would say that, October the 7th changed the world in a way that Palestinians never got any like true support globally until this year. And I look at this conflict, this genocide has been going on since 1948. So I can't speak about all of the history, but I can say that after working with Palestinians, I have some good Palestinian friends. I used to work for them. For the past 20 years of what I've known of Palestine, I've never seen such a huge movement. And it was to the point that the media started lying about the numbers. Here in New Haven, Connecticut, where Yale is at, there was a rally of almost 4,000 people. And the newspaper literally came out the next day saying, oh, there was only 200 people there. And I was like, these niggas can't count. got so mad when I read that. I was just like, what the hell is going on? And they did the same thing in DC. DC had over 430,000 people, and they tried to say, oh, it was only like 4,000. I'm just like, what are you doing? But you know, Abby, at the end of the day, we got our point across, and the Palestinians got their point across, because look what's happening now. Like, Israel's looking like the biggest demon on the planet, and the world is telling America, stop this shit. But America, you know how we do.
Right. Stubborn as always. Stubborn as always.
So I think sadly though, last thing on this, sadly though, that whole conversation with Trump saying Trump's going to be worse with Gaza, there is no more Gaza at this point. Like, people have to understand that listening. They're all in tents. Every last one of them. And their tents are being bombed. And they're living in rubble. So there's no building structures or anything. The worst has already happened. So whatever Trump's going to do is just probably help remove them all. That's what they're probably going to do. It has happened before where millions of people was removed. The Kurds were removed from their country, and then the borders got put into place. White people did this to them. The borders absorbed their country where they had no more country anymore. Syria has 2 million refugees. Syria has to be. Turkey has 2 million Syrians living there now that were displaced. So where are these Palestinians going to go? I don't know. And this myth that Lebanon and other places won't take them, that's not true. Jordan has the largest refugee camp for Palestinians in the world. I don't know the Jordanian politics on this, but I don't know where they can go and be accepted at this point. I hope that they do open their doors. But we just have to, we don't know. Yeah. But that's just the harsh reality of what's going on. And finally, the world knows at the end of the day. Finally.
That is the visibility. Oh, one thing I was going to say, just tying back to how you said they kind of lied about the numbers at these protests. I remember I saw your live, and you were showing the protest live, and it was so cool. Well, a bunch of my mutuals tuned in for that, actually, by the way. We were all there, like, that's cool.
That was dope.
Yeah. But I have just a quick little plug. I'm with it's like a really small group right now called Flood the Map, but they lied about a bunch of pro-Palestine actions done in the US. Like, they didn't publicize them, or they didn't, like, they didn't talk about them, lied about the numbers like you were saying. So what Flood the Map is like a visual representation of pro-Palestine movements and actions made, it's like a map created by the people to show like the flood of pro-Palestine. Nice. Yeah, it's like a visual, it's like a visual aid showing how in support this entire nation is of Palestine. But we're kind of, they're getting the website worked up for it now. And still on the, like, there's like 3 phases to their, I'm not a great spokesperson for this, but yeah, there's 3 phases, correct the map. Then it gets to like flooding the map, and then we'll show. But yeah, I plugging it because I think people should look into it, just for on the topic of that. And that'll be my
that's really freaking dope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they're doing that, because like that'll just show people, hey, look, stupid.
Right.
Stop pretending and stuff like that. Like, but it's sad. The other part is just like, the other side is getting to the point where they're just calling everything anti-Semitic, and I'm just like, all right, guys, like what if black people was able to use that? Like, I'm just saying, what if black people was able to just use that with so much power? Just like, you are anti-black, I'm just like, God, man, it's just so crazy how these Zionists can just gaslight that word so much. And a lot of Jewish people are telling them stop saying that. And also Palestinians are also Semitic because they speak Arabic, and Arabic and Hebrew is a Semitic language. What, you guys are just one-siding the whole freaking, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's double speak.
How do I carefully say it's really harder to criticize folks that I say this stuff. How do I say this stuff? I'll just say it on my page. I just say it on my page. But yeah, it's folks with power. It's really hard. It's really hard to criticize folks with power.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't. The reason I don't think you can weaponize, say, like anti-black like that is because you don't have as much power. But let me not get into that.
But I freaking wish I could weaponize anti-black. I wish I'll be saying it every day. I'll say it till my face turn green. Like, will you chill and breathe, bro? Like,
that's great.
Oh, but no, like, I also like how how you emphasize about how there needs to be a better relationship between Black and Asian culture, because let's just be honest, like, when you said that, girl, I'm just like straight up like, yeah, like our culture, I don't know where it started, and I should look into this since I'm such a nerd, but we are very anti-Asian as a culture, not as like all individuals, but no, I will definitely say that in our culture there is some anti-Asian tactics going on. And I think it has a lot of it to do with us being colonized by these Westerners, because throughout the history, when you see how the West wanted to handle Asia, they always wanted Asia to just be a factory, especially China. Yeah. And because they couldn't control China, is why they created chattel slavery. Literally, because they couldn't take out China and control China, our founding fathers and everybody else, all the Anglo-Saxons, because they couldn't colonize China, they were like, all right, plan B. Let's just colonize over here and let's get some slavery going on. And that created capitalism. Capitalism was created by slavery. I don't care what any scholar try to say, it has been proven. And they've been trying to compete for so long. So since they've been trying to compete for so long, I think that is what created. That's my theory. But I would love to hear from your side, like, because it's so important to talk about these things.
Yeah, I think we talk about a lot how there's obviously anti-Black sentiment in the Asian community as well. And that's solely, I mean, it's the same exact thing you said. It's our proximity to whiteness. It's colonization. It's like, it's us being forced or pitted against each other in a capitalistic system, which is very frustrating because our communities, I feel like, are very similar in ways that we don't talk about as much as we should. But yeah, I've noticed that it's just a difference in like ways that we communicate or we're conditioned to communicate, and then opposite stereotypes make it so like people uninvolved with our two groups prefer one over the other for different things. So there's animosity when it comes to, I'm not the most scientific speaker, but yeah, there's animosity when it comes to that. And then definitely the reason why America is structured the way it is, going back to like chattel slavery being because they couldn't control China, is there's huge, like I can see it's all reasonable to me. It all makes sense. But on my page, I'm always talking about like, is there a way we can talk about it? I know like we're all mad. Like, I know we're angry. Right. Is there a way we can still hold a conversation with each other? And that's kind of difficult. Also, being white raised, sometimes I question if I'm the person to be leading this conversation. Because like I had to not unlearn. I had to it was like being white. I say white raised, but really me and my sister were Asian in a white household. It was always me and my sister kind of against the philosophy of my parents. Whenever we had spats with the parents, we had each other's backs because we knew what we were going through. And we had each other in a way that our parents didn't. So what was I talking about before that?
We were talking about the animosity and and then also unlearning because you had white parents.
Oh yeah, right. It's just the way that I talk about things. I've realized, and I've been corrected about it too. It's like
Mhm.
you could phrase things better, Abby, and it's also because I was raised by white folks that are not great at phrasing things. But yeah, we're working it out. That's why I like having a page where me and my mutuals can be honest with each other. But yeah, yeah, that's how I feel on that. Our communities, I really do think we're gonna find a way, and that we're this close. Like I feel like we're this close, and that the reason the tensions are so high is because we are this close. You know,
Mhm.
like yeah, I'm hopeful about it. I truly am.
Yeah, I would say as well too. Me too, because I tell a lot of people in my culture that because the argument, like you said, it's so difficult to have this conversation because they're so um like put into the mindset of like, no, this is how it is, and and there's jokes about every stereotype, which I'm pretty sure happens on the other side as well too. So it's like it's difficult to unlearn that. It's so difficult. But when you talk about the commonality and stuff and things and the working class perspective and looking at culturally how we raise our families and stuff, like you said, we have a lot in common. Akon talked about this as well too in Senegal when he was talking about his relationship with Chinese culture in general. I'm just like, oh, African culture is so similar to Chinese culture. We have a lot in common, and you see how the relationships between a lot of these African countries now as well too that are now speaking out saying how much they love the Belt and Road Initiative between China and them. But the West is just like, no, they're the next colonizers. They are the next colonizers. I'm just like, bro, they don't have 900 bases around the world like y'all do. Y'all got the most damn fucking bases around the world, and you trying to tell somebody a colonizer? Why don't you stop with the bases around the world, and then you can talk about who could be the next colonizer? While you're colonizing, you pointing at, oh, they can be colonized. But anyway, I'll go on a whole freaking rant about that. But no, I definitely agree. Like, I think just trying to bridge the gap and like and correcting, we have to call people out. I know it's uncomfortable, listeners, but you got to treat it like that. Like your uncle will say dumb shit at the dinner table, and you just got to be like, no, don't. He'll say that. It's not right. Why is not right? Of course he'll be mad, but look, he's gonna know not to say that around you, and then hopefully one day he'll click. You know, it's like I don't know, but it's a tough conversation. I feel like one thing I want to do is have a panel. Like I want to get because the thing with black people, God, I'm talking so much. I'm gonna say this and then you add your 2 cents. The thing with black people, we know that a lot of people in every country does not like us because of all of racism and the colonialism and stuff. We see ourselves as being the most unliked community in the entire world. We definitely do. So I think it's a lot of animosity where we just like, I don't trust. I don't. They have. I've heard them say things about us, and that's like every culture. I heard them say things about us, and I had to tell them like, I have so many diverse friends, and I don't have that experience as much. I'm sorry that you went through that, because we even think that Africans hate us, Black Americans. We feel that majority of Black Americans feel that Africans hate us, and there are some Africans that has said on camera, oh, we see y'all as the weaker Africans because y'all let the white man take you. And I'm just like, wow, like, excuse me? Like, there's so much the old press has to be blamed rhetoric that's going on 24/7.
I had a similar exchange with one of my mutuals who's an immigrant, which I'm an immigrant too, but I'm adopted, so I guess it's under different contexts. But she was like, oh, something about like, oh, you're less Asian or something like this because you were white raised. And I'm like, you're less Asian because you chose to come here. Like that was your like you decided to come here. Like that's the difference between you and I. Don't talk about who's Asian. Like, but no, because we have that too. It's just like that animosity. Like, why do we have that within our groups? Well, we know why we have it. It's because of like the white supremacists. But it's just so frustrating to have to deal with. Like I had another person on TikTok earlier, just like ramming me for stuff that China is not doing. She's another Asian American and just saying like, oh, China's doing all this stuff to us right now. Like, I have to deal with it from all sides. So I understand. It has been brought to my attention that, like, not brought to my attention. It makes sense to me why the African community feels, or Black community in general, feels so like just disliked by the world in general. And like you were saying, that's why another reason why I got on TikTok to make the content I did, because there are people that are trying to make this right in this world, or right this wrong in this world, is what I'm trying to say. You have, like China, there's certain, of course, there's flaws with every group, but like people are waking up to what world history, like they're realizing what we need to do better. And it starts with the Black community. And I think that's kind of a huge hump we had to get over in order to start growing. Yeah, I think there was a lot in that, if I addressed.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, no, definitely. Because it's an ongoing conversation, and like, it's kudos that you talk about those things, because a lot of people don't want to bring that up, and and they don't want to like be the person that gets ostracized or attacked for it and stuff like that. And it's like, no, you got to, because they repeat lies 24/7 every single day. They still trying to prove that woman that won in the Olympics is a man now. They're still trying to prove, even though the country of not Morocco, she's from Algeria. The country of Algeria literally told them, dude, like, she's a cis woman. Like, can y'all stop this? Like, but you repeat a lie so many times. You got people like Joe Rogan saying, oh, there was information that was leaked that showed that she is exactly a man. And I'm just like, dude, you are a UFC sports commentator. You also compete back in the day. How the hell are you saying this right now? You know damn well the Olympics is transphobic. They won't even allow that if they wanted to.
Right.
Like, you know this, but you don't know this anymore because you allow people to just sway your mind. And he has 11 million followers. So it's like, now he's just telling 11 million people this lie. Like, I want her to sue the shit out of everybody, honestly. It just seems like that's the only way.
Right. I mean, and then she gets money too. So I feel like
she gets money too. So she'll have her gold medals, and then she'll get her money, and then she'll be fine. And then all of them could cry and moan, but you were wrong. It was proven in court. You know what I mean?
What they need, truly. If our courts weren't so corrupt and we could do that, like just prove the people that's wrong in court. But yeah, no.
I love watching lawsuits. I love it because they tell everything. It's so juicy. They tell everybody business. It's like gossip to me. I just sit down and just listen, and I'm just like, damn.
You can learn a lot.
They threw sugar in her eye. That's crazy. Why you going with sugar? Like, I just get judgmental.
Sugar's wild.
You know how hard it is to get sugar out your eye? You over here throwing sugar in people's eye, bro? Like, that's fucked up.
Have to like let it melt. It's gonna have to like melt, and then you just have like sugar in your eye. That's just. There's no medical way to fix that. I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to.
Oh yeah, that's right. Up. I wanted to ask you, how did you get into the medical field? What are you, a EMT, paramedic?
Not okay. So I'm licensed. Mm-hmm. I'm officially starting my job in less than a week.
Oh, congratulations! Word.
Thank you. Put me on 911, so I get to do the real stuff. But we'll see. I obviously they make us kind of ride on. I've been on the back of ambulances quite a bit, because they're not just going to throw us in there without having experience. But yeah, I'm still kind of fresh, so I don't try to make my page about EMS too much. But I do kind of mention it here and there because it's really cool. And also living in Atlanta and speaking about like the Black and Asian relationship, that's like a lot of what I navigate. So with my job and stuff. So I feel like that's where I get a lot of my perspective. How did I get into it? I needed a job that wasn't serving, and I realized that I I just like going back to like I don't know personality or whatever. It's hard for me to if I'm not a manager, hard for me to hold a job. So I like jobs where I can be independent, where it's mostly based on like what you know as a person, and what you can do skill based. So I was really interested in doing that, and also being able to give back to community, and also being able to just yeah do something that actually got me out of bed. So
I mean, yeah, Atlanta. I mean, shouts out to Atlanta. I have a lot of family in Atlanta, actually.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they're like business owners. Shouts out to my cousins. They crazy. They like to party and everything. They wild like me. So that's how you know we're related. So, but Atlanta, man, like Evie, like doing that type of job in Atlanta, you're gonna have stories. You probably already got like a few. But I understand HIPAA. I will never ask.
Yeah. I can't
work in
break
the
it.
hospital. I work in the hospital.
First. Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I know about HIPAA and not to ask any of those questions and names and stuff like that.
The stuff I saw on my first day, I was like, oh, this is real. Atlanta is a yeah.
I can only imagine.
I wouldn't trade it. I love it. I love it. It's great. It's a great city. It really is. But a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's really dope. And you have the guts too, because I don't know if I can handle like humans being like injured and stuff like that. My girlfriend is a surgical tech. She works above me. She gets excited when she gets to hold a kidney in her hand, and gets excited when she can hold like a heart. And I'm just like, she smiles very hard when she talks about it too. She's like, "Oh my god, it was this big," and I was just like, "Bro,
that's funny."
Tough
no,
stomach, bro.
We're all like that. We're messed up in the head. I don't know what it is. We're like, they're like, do you want to touch your brain? And we're like, of course we do. What are you I don't know but you know what's so ironic is I can't handle gore on media. I hate watching gory things. I hate watching. I can't do horror movies. It like grosses me out to such a degree. But I can I can respond to somebody whose like foot is just hanging off, and I'll be like, fine. I don't know what's wrong. It's just like a psychology thing. Maybe it's because I can't watch it happen. But once after it's happened, I know what to do. So, but I don't like to watch the violence happen, which is so weird. But yeah, you do have to be a weird person. And kudos to your girl.
Yeah, I'll let her know. She watches you as well too. She checks out your videos. But I don't know if she's on TikTok though. I think she just like has one of those like incognito type of, because I know in TikTok you don't need a page, you can just look, which is crazy. God. Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
I can't find her on TikTok, so I'm just like, how are you seeing these videos? So freaking weird. Yeah. So incognito fan there for you.
That both comforts me and scares me. Because I don't know how many other incognito fans I have. Just like
So yeah, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Like, definitely congratulations. And also, where else can people find you? Is it just TikTok? I want to make sure I have all your links. You have my name down there. That's my Instagram too. Just put if you put an underscore between it, that's my exact Instagram. I'm not very hidden. I think because of my job, I don't want to use my name in case I say something controversial and they tie it back to the company. But or the service, I guess. It's not really I don't think it's a company. But yeah, otherwise I don't mind being found there. Prepare yourself for what I say on TikTok. But other than that, I don't know. I appreciate the plug and talking to you, Jamar. And I think it was it's been like so long that we've not actually had a real conversation, messaging and stuff. And I think I've been friends with you for at least a year now. Has to be longer. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a year and a half. I don't know. Time flies. My hair grew.
I think my hair got shorter. but yeah, no, this has been great. So yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, but definitely got to get you back on maybe a little panel or two, because I like to have my little panels, stuff like that. But yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Don't freaking change, man. We need voices out here. We need them, especially now in this day and age where the Elon Musk of the worlds are they're winning in the free speech. We need counterintuitive. All right. And for everyone that's out there listening, oh wait. Oh no, I gotta give my final announcement. I gotta keep doing this. I can't forget. I gotta stay consistent. Please donate to PAL Crisis Relief to help Palestinian families in the Rafah area. I don't know if they expanded yet. If you go to their page on Instagram, which is right here below, PAL Crisis Relief, you can donate, help these families out. They have helped over 80,000 Palestinian families so far that have been displaced in this. And just to let people know, there's millions, all right, that are displaced right now. So they need all the funds they can get, anything they can get. These are medical professionals and also medical students that is running this campaign. So please donate as much as you can. And without further ado, please like, share, subscribe. Check out Studio 3A, newest episode with myself and two of my friends that I grew up with. Well, semi grew up with, because I met them when I was 20. But clearly, the way we talk, it feels like we grew up together. But check them out. New episodes out now. We got the Rebecca Jones episode coming out, and then we also have the Lee Camp episode already out. So definitely check out Lee Camp. That guy is a great guy. Thank you so much, Abby, for coming on the show, and definitely be a friend of the show. You're definitely a friend of the show. We're going to have you back on. Thank you so much. And to everybody out there, have a really good day. It's getting cold finally. Hopefully it stays cold and we get more rain and no more wildfires. We're getting wildfires in New England now. That never happened ever. So climate change is real, everybody. But without further ado, have a good day. See you later, Abby.
Blank period, yeah. On my black, brown, and indigenous. Gotta holler if you really feeling this. Gotta holler if you really real enough. Other rappers is delirious. Yeah, it's really that serious. Better holler if you really feeling me. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna live in abundance. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna. I gotta keep it 100. We gotta stop all the stunting. You know we coming from nothing. Yo, you talking about money, you bluffing. We gotta do something different. We gotta change how we live in. We gotta do better for women. We gotta do better for children. We gotta listen to victims, whether Jewish or Muslim or Christian. It doesn't matter your religion. You gotta stand against the system, or else you just another villain. How you just sitting there chilling?